Hey everybody, today I'm going to do a review on the Skechers Go Run Razor XS2. So I actually had a pair of the Razor XS1s a few weeks ago that I ordered on the internet, and I ran just a little bit in them and I ended up getting a blister on my left foot right about here, and I couldn't seem to stop that from happening. It seemed to be from the excess material that there was just too much material up in the toe area here, and it was kind of bunching up, and the material on the XS1 is like a really plasticky mesh, and I wasn't a big fan of that upper either. I did like the midsole, which is very similar to this second version of the shoe here. So I ended up just sending them back and returning them, and I saw that I could get this shoe for 20% off on the Skechers website if I signed up for their Skechers Plus thing that they have going on there. So I believe I ended up getting these for about $115. So I thought that was a pretty good deal on a brand new shoe, since these have just came out, and I ended up ordering them there. So at the time of this video, you still should be able to go and do that. So if you're interested in the shoe, that's probably the cheapest place to get them at the moment. So let's start off talking about this upper then. So obviously they've updated the upper since the XS1, and it is now more of a cloth mesh here, and it's pretty nice. I enjoy it. The back is quite a bit thicker. It's got a lot of support in here and some padding, and it's pretty nice. It's pretty stiff. And the front up here is thinner, obviously. There's some support around the toe area going back to here and here, and yeah, it's just a pretty nice update. I like the stripes. I believe that this shoe also comes in green and black. So blue was my favorite color for of the three different colorways, so I chose the blue. And the tongue has changed as well since the XS1. I don't believe it is gusseted. It's not held in there down from the bottom of the shoe, but it does stay in place pretty well. And it is now padded all the way down to here, from the top all the way down. The whole tongue is padded inside here, and that's one of my complaints about this shoe. I don't believe the XS1 had any padding from here down to here. The XS1 was padded here from what I can remember, but the padding kind of makes the shoe tight on my feet. It's not really tight. I have had some shoes that I've had issues with where they're just too tight for me, but I have really wide feet, and you might not experience this, but yeah, that was one of my complaints about the shoe. Just made it feel a little tight in there, but it's still a really enjoyable shoe to run in, so that doesn't bother me too much. Now, the shoe has a carbon plate inside. I think they call it H plate. The XS1 did not have that, so that was a big change. And so the XS1 felt fairly reactive, had some good energy return. This the midsole on this shoe doesn't feel quite as reactive to me. It also it feels a little more snappy, I would say. Whereas, yeah, there was more energy return from the XS1 than there was in this shoe. But there is still some energy return. It feels nice and smooth underfoot, and I enjoy the feel of the ride quite a bit. I have about 20 miles in this shoe so far. About half of them have been on a treadmill, and we can look at the bottom of the shoe here. The black stuff is just from the treadmill. It's not really wear on the tread. It's got that Goodyear tread. And so far they're holding up, which I would expect at 20 miles. I'll probably give you guys a long-term review on this shoe in the future. I'm not sure at what point I'll do that, but I'll be sure to give you guys another look at that rubber on the bottom at that point, see how it's holding up. So another thing about these shoes that I do enjoy is the toe box is pretty wide. You can see it really widens out compared to the center of the shoe. And I have wide feet, like I was saying, so I like a bigger toe box. It does get a little more thin through this arch part of the shoe, and I don't like that with my wide flat feet, but if you have an arch to your foot, that's probably not going to bother you. But I do enjoy the toe box. It's a little more roomy than a lot of running shoes, so that was nice for me. They do have these straps back here to grab onto. Like I've said before, I'm not really a big fan. I don't really use them, but they're on there pretty good. I don't think they're gonna rip off. Some shoes have them just barely threaded on there, so I like that they're on there good and they're not gonna rip off. The laces are kind of these flat laces, really nothing to complain about. Maybe a little bit short, but they weren't too bad. There's some shoes that I've had really short laces. These were a little bit longer than those, so that was all right. Otherwise, they also have a removable midsole. It's just glued in there, which is nice. Nothing to complain about there. So overall, I really enjoy this shoe. I'm gonna rate it at an 8 out of 10, just because of the way that it fits my feet. It may fit on your feet better than mine, just depending on the shape of your foot. I would say that if you have a arch to your foot, maybe even a little bit of a wider foot, you might enjoy this shoe because of the toe box. But and anybody that just has kind of a normal foot shouldn't have any problems, I wouldn't imagine, with the fit of the shoe. So yeah, that's my review on the Skechers Razor XS2. I hope you're all having a good day, and I will give you guys an update on this shoe in the future for more of a long-term review. So have a good one, guys. We'll see you next time.